Hey there, welcome back. It's Kyle. It has been a long time since I've uploaded a video. We'll discuss that in the future here. But I have a new Tesla update that I just downloaded last night. So I'm going to take it for a test spin. So come on with me. We're going to try it out. This is software version 12.5.4.2 of the full self-driving software. Using the navigation data that you see there. Like I said, I just got this last night. I had to do a manual check to get that. For those who aren't aware, you do that by swiping down on your software screen, and that will cycle where you see your car's software is up to date as of November 6, 1926. That is the time I got this update. But that's where it'll show if you got a new update or not. I will also point out that my screen is currently not in night mode. We'll discuss that while we're driving. All right, so I have put in my destination as my home, but we are going to go a roundabout way to get there just so I get a little bit more drive time with this to see how it goes. Hopefully the phone does not overheat while we are recording this drive. I'm going to get out of the parking lot here and onto the road before I enable full self-driving. For those who are watching, the time of recording this is Thursday, November 7th. It's about 2:45 in the afternoon. This is 2024. And this is the state of full self-driving in a Tesla. So I have just enabled full self-driving, and we're going to test it out. Sorry, I don't have my other camera set up to do an inside view. I wasn't planning on shooting. All right, this is Kyle, and we are on the road. It is Thursday, November 7th, 2024, using full self-driving. I wasn't planning on recording today, but I had some free time, got a little bored, so I figured why not, and I had perfect thing to record, so we'll try it. All right. And I apologize. I thought I started recording when I was in the parking lot. I don't know if I did or not. You would have seen footage if I did. So yeah, my phone acted a little funky there. I do not have my other camera with me to give you the inside view. Again, because I wasn't planning on recording. So this version is supposed to make lane change decisions earlier. The graphics on the screen are supposed to be smoother, but I don't know if that actually applies to my car or if it's more the older Hardware 3 vehicles. I am in a Hardware 3 vehicle as well, but the older Hardware 3 vehicles are vehicles that might have been upgraded from like a version 2 or Hardware 2, 2.5, whatever it was before then. So the smoothing, making the video look better might not be applicable to my case. But we are in full self-driving mode currently. So far, the speed limit is 30 miles an hour, and we are going just about 30 miles an hour. We are at 29 miles an hour now, but it does fluctuate back and forth between 29 and 30. Now down to 28. Speed limit drops to 12. That's why we're making a left turn here. All right. Perfect. Good. So at the beginning, I showed you my screen, and I used to have my screen in dark mode or night mode, whatever it's called. exclusively, all the time. However, I have ran into a problem recently as it gets dark earlier now. So I'm driving around in the dark more frequently, and I'm trying to make a point to use full self-driving more frequently. So I have started encountering a problem that I hadn't experienced before, and honestly, it's a pretty significant problem that I hope they can find a solution for. And it's actually multiple problems. But the biggest one with the screen is full self-driving currently is completely hands-free. It can be hands-free. You should always have your hands where you can take control, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Take stupid out of it. Be smart. But as far as paying attention, it tracks how well you're paying attention by watching your face and your eyes. So if I look down at the screen too long, it'll yell at me to pay attention. If I look off to the side too long, it'll yell at me to pay attention. If I play on my phone, it'll yell at me almost immediately to pay attention. Yada, yada, yada. You no longer have to grab the steering wheel to let it know that you're paying attention. That went away for me a couple updates ago, and it's been great during the day. At night, that absolutely sucks, because apparently the inside camera, the cabin camera that it's using to look and make sure I'm paying attention, isn't utilizing the IR camera to show or to look at what I'm doing like it should. I don't know if that's by design, but I know that the camera has IR capabilities because I have seen it in grayscale, basically, night vision, in my car when I've been looking at the Sentry mode stuff. But for whatever reason, it doesn't use that. So when I'm going down the highway, for instance, at night when it's dark out, and I have my phone or my screen in dark mode, there is not enough light for the system to see my face, and it reverts back to having to use your hand to put torque on the steering wheel to let it know that you're paying attention. Obviously, in the future, when we get to unsupervised full self-driving, whenever that happens, this won't be something that is as big a deal. It'll still be an issue that needs addressed, because I'm sure even during unsupervised full self-driving, until we get to like full robo-taxi capability type stuff, if that's ever coming, they say it is, but that's another day, another story. If we get to that point, there will still probably be times where the system needs to make sure you're paying attention for whatever reason. So hopefully they find a solution for that. In the meantime, what I found is if I put the screen on day mode, it's bright white and it lights up the cabin, or at least lights up my face enough that it can see what it needs to see. So that's my workaround for now. The downside of that, the big downside to that, obviously, is, oh, look at the police officers. So many police officers. Okay, end that trip. Oh, I got somebody in handcuffs in the back. Don't steal from Walmart, folks. They don't mess around. Okay, so now we're gonna reset to home. And yes, I know. Pay attention. Sorry. We're gonna reset to home. We'll just let it go, whatever, that way there. But what was I saying? So having the screen on day mode in the middle of the night when it's pitch black out means you have this bright screen shining in your face, which makes it kind of a pain in the butt to watch your surroundings in any sort of good way. But yeah, that is a gutsy move there. It went while the other car had just started going. I had plenty of time, as you could see, but that is, I kind of like that. But yeah, so it's not ideal, but it is a workaround right now. So if you're having that problem where you can't use full self-driving in the dark, and you have it on dark mode, dark screen mode, turn it to light screen mode, and hopefully that helps. And I don't know if it has anything to do with my glasses or not. It shouldn't, but who knows. But yeah, the other problem that I'm having is super, super, super aggravating. When you are in full self-driving mode on the highway at night and it's dark, I get where it says the camera or a camera or the cameras, all of them, it all depends on the situation, is occluded, and that means it can't see what's going on. So it takes me out of full self-driving, which means I can't use any form of cruise control. I have to choose between driving or using full self-driving. There's no cruise control in a car that is supposed to be one of the smartest cars on the road today. Again, I don't have cruise control for lots of my nighttime driving. Basic cruise control. That's a problem. That needs fixed. They need to implement some sort of solution where, at a minimum, if the cameras are occluded, it automatically defaults and gives you a message or whatever they have to do to make it work. But it automatically defaults to one press down on the stalk is cruise control, because not being able to use cruise control when you're driving down the highway at night, long stretches, is not fun and not something that you should have to do in 2024 in a car that is less than 10 years old. This car is in 2023, so way less than 10 years old, but every car that's less than 10 years old basically has cruise control in some fashion. So that's ridiculous. But yeah, so enough griping. That's enough complaining for right now about that random stuff. So far, full self-driving on this test has done decently. It did stop a little harsher than I prefer there at that stoplight, but that was the first harsh stop. The other thing I've noticed is up in the top next to where the speed limit is listed, it continues to say chill no matter what mode I am in. Currently I have it in assertive mode because that is the mode I had it in last to try it out on the highway to see how it goes. That was nice. That was nice and polite to let her finish shutting the door before going through. Assertive mode, but no matter what mode I put it in, it keeps saying chill up by where it's showing our current speed. And nothing I do changes that. I went into the settings and set it up, and assertive is the one I have selected there as well. And it still says chill. So I don't know why this stops recording randomly. Oh, that's not a stop there. Okay, so that was an error. The car stopped in the middle of the road for no reason. So yeah, but yeah, so I don't know if the car is saying I am in chill mode when I'm actually in assertive mode. Or if I'm actually in assertive mode and it's showing that I'm selecting chill, it's just not switching to assertive. Or if I'm actually in chill mode, and it's showing I'm switching to assertive, but it's just not actually switching to assertive. So it's showing what I'm actually in, not what I want to be in. Either way, something is not right with it. And that just started with the last update. The other thing I've noticed is so far, I have not had any phantom braking, which was horrible in the last update I had. So that's a big improvement there. I don't know if they actually changed anything or if I'm just getting lucky. But yeah. So, well, I take that back. So there's some phantom braking. It was doing great until I said something. No reason to slow down there, but it did. The speed limit is 35. We are currently going 33. It is speeding up a little bit. So the speed is a little bit improved, but it's still not great. We're finally up to 35 miles an hour, 36 miles an hour. The speed should not be an issue at this point in time, but it still is. It went through that walking path just fine, crosswalk. A couple iterations ago, it would randomly stop at these crosswalks for no reason. So that has been good for at least the past 2 iterations. So glad that's not reverted back. Speed limit's currently 45 and we are going 38. So I'm gonna give the accelerator push because I got people behind me and it's that's too slow. Speed limit's now 55. We're currently going 48. We'll see if the car goes up on its own. It is not. I'm gonna give it some help to boost this up. So 48 and a 55. That's 7 miles an hour under the speed limit. That's not acceptable for me. So what I'm noticing is this time around, it seems to be, that was weird braking there. This time around, it seems to be heavier on the brakes, meaning it takes longer to start the deceleration, but it decelerates faster, which makes it more abrupt and not as pleasant. Speed limit was 45 through here and it was going 38 again, so I bumped it up. I pressed the accelerator, get us back up to 45. Now it's up to 48 miles an hour on the 45. That I'm okay with. Speed limit's gonna jump up to 55 here. Right there. And absolutely no change to the speed of the car. It shows the speed limit increased to 55. And the max speed is showing as auto. And we are now going 1 mile an hour faster at 49 miles an hour instead of the 55. And we're back down to 48. So it seems like it consistently stays about 7 miles an hour below the speed limit. Again, I have chosen assertive when I push right on the button on my steering wheel. It shows that I have assertive selected, but on my dash it's showing chill, and it's saying, well, now it's going 46 miles an hour in a 40 mile an hour zone, which is the exact opposite of what we expect. So if you're expecting this version to fix the speed issue, you're going to be sorely disappointed, in my opinion. Yeah, that's very disappointing. On the plus side, this curve having the issue where it yawning, where it would like jerk off to the right side of the road randomly around this curve, that has not returned, so that is a plus. And we'll see how this turn goes. In the last version, this turn would be good, and then stopping at this stop sign would be very abrupt, and the left turn we take up here would be super shaky. Oh, yeah, nope, that's super abrupt stop. And then this is jerky. Yep, see, there it just stopped randomly for no reason. And then a jerky turn. The turn itself was smoother, but again, you saw it stopped in the middle of the intersection for absolutely no reason. That's not good. And for some reason, it only does it there, and that is worse than it was with the last iteration. So no idea what's going on with that. It's stopping here because this is the destination, so that's okay. I'm okay with that. But yeah, so I would say overall no significant improvements in performance in this most recent update, which is very disappointing. And yeah, so hopefully this is just a short-lived one and we get a good update here quickly, but I have a feeling it's going to be about another month until we get another update, so that sucks, but it is what it is. Thanks for stopping in again. We will meet back to actually discuss non-Tesla related stuff and discuss my recent trip and cruise, and I got video footage and pictures from that to show you. I just need to find time and energy and motivation to get all that put together, and then hopefully get back on some sort of a regular posting schedule for you. But hopefully you found this at least a little bit helpful. The reality is what it is. It's not a big update right now, but we're still miles ahead of where we were this time last year. So there's always that. And yeah, so I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.